Greetings, this is Beach Grove, The Voice. My name is Jerry Dickinson. We are looking at the law of faith. In Romans chapter 3:27 says that you cannot get saved or grow in grace or anything by any works except by the law of faith. I encourage God to develop my skills in the ability to walk in faith because I passionately desire that God's will is done on earth just as it is in heaven. I believe that can happen. But this happens for those who believe God. Jesus said, all things are possible if you can believe. Then he set about in his life to prove that nothing happens if you don't believe. In his own hometown where he was raised, he could not do any mighty works because they did not believe. Another passion I share with all believers is Romans 15:13. Now may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace with believing, that you may abound in hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Listen to that. That does not sound like a grievous way to live. It sounds like a kangaroo way of living, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. It is hugely important to develop your gift of faith. I'd like to have you write comments in the comment section. Check you like, check you subscribe, and view previous recordings on the law of faith. In Mark 11:22, Jesus answered and said to them, to his disciples, have faith in God. Now listen, you could take those 4 words and go the rest of your life. Have faith in God. For surely I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be removed and be cast in the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that those things he says, he will be done, he will receive whatever he says. Therefore I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe you receive them, you'll have them. The second law of faith is believe it in your heart and say it out your mouth. Romans 10:10, for with the heart one believes, and with the mouth confession is made. 2 Corinthians 4:13. And since we have the same spirit of faith, wait a minute, the same spirit of faith, that's another law, according to what is written, which is in Psalms 116:10, which is written, I have believed, and therefore I spoke. We also believe, and therefore speak. How often do I say, I believe this in my heart and say it out my mouth? How about 1,000,000,000 times an hour? Each time the Holy Spirit brings it to your mind, say, I believe I receive, and say what you believe you receive. I believe I receive money to pay off my car. I believe I receive a revival to my church. I believe I receive healing. I believe my marriage can be saved. I believe I can get over this depression. I believe I can quit eating peanut butter. Whatever it may be, I believe I receive. Some people believe that God doesn't need you or I. They are grievously ignorant. Look again at Jesus' words and capture a major reason why God needs all believers. Mark 11:24. I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, you will have if you believe. That's 5 times you are involved. There are some aspects here I want to look at before we close. At the second law of faith, you must believe that you will receive. You must believe the moment you pray. I believe. If you believe you receive, then start talking like, I thank God I have it. So I pray, Lord, help me, and I thank you for that. And I keep praying, I believe I receive. I keep watering my belief with declarations that I believe. Hebrews 11:11, faith is the substance. Faith's the substance. The believing you're going to receive, not the answer to prayer, is the substance. Believing you're going to receive. Believe you have received is your answer. Faith is your decision to believe. Mark 11:22, have faith in God. Romans 4:21, Abraham believed that God promised he would make it happen. His wife Sarai, 11:11 of Hebrews says, gave birth because she judged or decided to believe that God was faithful or reliable to make happen what he had promised to her. To believe God is an act of the will. You cannot touch belief. You cannot smell it. You cannot see it. You cannot taste it. Is it an act of my will? I hear what I'm hearing. I believe what I hear. I never say anything opposite. I always get exactly what I believe and say. For instance, if I say, I don't think God's ever going to heal me, I don't think God's ever going to pay off my truck, I don't think God's ever going to save my marriage, I don't think the flowers ever going to come up this year, guess what? I will receive exactly what I confess. I won't get anything, but I'll get exactly what I said. You have to choose to believe. You must ask. You must ask. Luke 11:9-13 gives the law of asking and exactly how to ask, exactly what to speak and why, and exactly what to believe. You must say. Saying what you believe strengthens your faith, not God's resolve, but your faith to receive. All laws from God are not to keep things from you, but to make sure you get exactly what you believe. Jesus said, I didn't come to judge. I didn't come to condemn. I came to bring abundant life. You must pray. John 14:14 says, if you can believe, you'll receive. Whatever you ask in my name, that will you receive. And John 15:7, he said, my word, what I say, abides in you, and you abide in that word, and you ask whatever you want. I hope you take the time to learn and then to practice so you can release God into your little world. Pray for these presentations, share them with your friends, be strong and full of the joy of the Holy Spirit, and see you very soon. God bless. This is Jerry Dickinson.